Hi, I'm Miss Know It All, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how people are usually trying to make announcements in ways or moments that are not appropriated. Let's get into it. I'm going to be more specific about it. Don't worry. Let's get into it, shall we? So this whole thing happened in the recent funeral I went to, in which the people who know me, they were asking me about my job and stuff, and I didn't tell them because they were the relatives of the person who died. I didn't tell them I am jobless, and you might think, oh, why are you being disingenuous or lying? And the truth is, they're going through a difficult moment. The focus should be on them, not on me. It has nothing to do with my pride. It has everything to do with the fact that it's not my moment. It is their moment in which they need assistance. Because this is the thing. I know those people. They're very good and kind. And if I had told them that I was without a job, they would have immediately put themselves on the back burner, and they would have put me on the center and say, hey, what can I do for you? And the thing is, no, it is your moment to be assisted, not mine. This is not my moment. This is your moment. You need assistance more than I do. You have lost a loved one. That trumps anything in the world. And the thing is, this kind of resuscitated in me this whole idea and thought, because I know them. I know how they are. It kind of resuscitated in me this tendency that some people have in making announcements when it's not convenient. I'm not just talking about the random pregnancy announcement during a wedding. Okay, I'm talking about that. But I'm also talking about, I don't know, it's someone's birthday and you make either a sad or a joyous announcement during someone else's birthday. And it's just like, no, not today. You could have waited until tomorrow. No, but I just wanted to make sure everyone knew about it. So the whole direction of the attention of that group is suddenly redirected to that person instead of the birthday individual. You know, the people having their birthday. Same thing with funerals. A lot of people will make announcements in funerals. And I'm like, this is not the moment. Oh, but I'm pregnant. I don't care. It's just, this is selfish and self-centered of you. Just, we're in a grieving moment. You can have your moment and make the Facebook announcement, but make an announcement with a group of people, make them get together for a surprise party or whatever, and give them the announcement outside of all of this. Like, not here, not now. And it has to do with how some people don't have the capacity to allow others to be in the center of attention, and they need to be the center of attention themselves all the time. But at the same time, I've noticed this is something that happens even without ill intent, but just people who don't really understand so basic manners. And they just, sometimes you just have to put off some announcements for a more proper moment, you know, just to allow people to either grieve or celebrate in peace and fully be on themselves and the attention to be on them when it's their grieving moment or their celebration moment, not yours. You know what I mean? It's this, I don't care if it's a good thing or a bad thing, please don't make significant announcements that would draw the attention towards yourself in a moment in which attention should be directed towards someone else. I don't care if you don't even if you don't care about people who are in need right now of attention, whether it's because it's their birthday or it's because it's their funeral, at least if you don't care about them, at least do it because you don't want to be perceived self-centered. I don't know. Just putting it out there. If you're not going to care about people, at least do it for the sake of your own self-image. Because I have seen some people doing some embarrassing announcements in the most awkward moment and just driving all of the attention to themselves. I've also seen people that for some reason they were like grieving more than the family themselves, the funeral. And this happened to me, for example, not too long ago, in the funeral of a relative of mine that I loved. This relative, and there was this woman who I happen to know her for well over 21 years now, and she was like around the family, hugging everyone, and it's just like so attentive to everyone. It's the kind of individual that will weaponize favors and presents against you. That's what I'm going to tell you, how much I'm going to tell you about this individual. And that's why this is the thing. This is the kind of people that actually led me to mistrust anyone who gives you a present or offer you some help. They're also the kind of people who will offer you help, but then they don't come through when you say, okay, I need that help. And they will like, oh no, but I don't want to be in trouble. This would get me into issues, and they just double cross you. Just don't offer your help if you're not going to provide it. And this is the same kind of people who are very much the kind of people who will give you gifts, but they're essentially the things that no longer using. Because they're just like, oh, I'm so selfless. I'm so selfless, and I like to give things. But then when you analyze the gift, once upon a time, this woman gave me a very, very inappropriate top, like with cups and everything. It was very sexy. And I was 13 years old. Not only because I'm prudish, naturally, but at 13, you shouldn't be given this present. But later on down the line, I discovered, even the same moment in which she gave it to me, she was like, oh yeah, it's just that someone gave it to me, but it doesn't fit me. I don't know in your culture, but in my culture, giving away a present that you were given, it's bad manners. You don't do that. You don't do that. No se regala un regalo. You don't give away a present that it was given to you. At least not to another person as a present. You know what I mean? My mom had to tell her, look, this is inappropriate for someone of her age. Please take it back. You know what she did? She gave it to me for my 18th birthday. That sort of individual who happens to be the ones who give you attention, but then they will expect to collect it. They will give you presents, but those presents are things that she doesn't need, and she didn't bought. It was her trash, essentially, but she will most absolutely expect you to collect it. I don't know what kind of narcissism is this. I just know it's not healthy. And they will give you, if they help you, they will do it with the intention and entitlement of receiving that in the future. My cat needs me. This kind of individual came to the funeral, and for some reason, she was the most grieving person in the room. It's not like she was sobbing, because no one was sobbing in the room, but she even was the one who tried to say goodbye the last to my relative. And I was like, not going to happen. So I went back inside and I said goodbye to my relative, because that was a good relative. It deserved to be said goodbye by someone good, or at least not as bad as that individual. I'm sorry, but there is people who are self-centered and they will, I mean, you're not the family and you're the last one showing your respects for the last time to someone who you barely knew throughout the years. And it was not your relative. Like, some people will try to gain attention from every kind of occasion. Even if it's not in the way of, I don't know. And this is the thing. I didn't say goodbye to my relative, the last, because I want to gain attention or something. It's just I want my relative to be properly said goodbye to by someone who's not only a relative, but someone who loved them. Not because I deserve the attention, but because my relative deserved that attention. You know what I mean? I know it's weird, but my mind is what works like that. It's just, I don't want it that such a decent individual was last said goodbye to by some random woman who barely knew him and has a very fickle sense of affection and respect. It's just like, no, he deserves better. He deserves to be said goodbye to by someone who's not as trashy as this one. I know it sounds weird, but at the same time, that same person was taking so much protagonism over the relatives of this relative, over the living relatives, with her can-do and help-to attitude. And I know it might sound like I'm jealous. It's not. It's just that I have learned to see over the years some attitudes of people trying to take over and take protagonism, especially because I know that she will collect that later to my relative. This is the sad thing. I know that my relative will be 20 years from now, and this individual will be like, I was there for you during the harshest of times. So she will use and abuse that in the future. This is the thing. Some people will not only harness attention in the moment, but will also feel entitled to be compensated for their help years down the line, or their presence down the line. It's just like, fuck. Because I really want my relative to have good friends, but at the same time, it's just like, yeah, the people around you are not good. I'm so sorry. It's just, they're not good. You deserve better. My relative deserved better. Luckily, this individual didn't do any major announcements in the party, but I have seen similar people as well, who are either not taking attention through what they do, but through what they say, and they make large announcements on the day of. And it's just like, no, it's their day, not your day. Another thing is, I went to the birthday of a relative. Once again, same grieving relative. I don't have many relatives who are not psychopathic, so I don't have many presents and funerals to go to. But I have been going through quite a few funerals from people of this area. We're going to talk about that. I recently discovered that The Economist did a report on dengue fever and hemorrhagic fever and how many people are dying and stuff in Brazil. They barely spoke about Argentina, but yeah, it has been pretty quite serious, and a lot of people have been dying. So yeah, so I've been going to a couple of funerals, but a few birthdays. And this one birthday I went to was from my grieving relative who had lost her dad. And this relative, I met some of the friends I haven't met in the funeral. Man, she deserves so much better. I don't know why she has those friends. And they started, like, competing for attention in her birthday. And I was like, right, I just remember why I don't celebrate my birthdays. Like, people, sometimes I have met people, neighbors, who ask me, what are you going to do for your birthday? Oh, nothing. And the truth is, Most of my relatives and friends forget about my birthday. They usually forget about it. So I just buy myself a cake and I celebrate on my own. And to be honest, it might sound sad, but it's actually a lot better than having parties. I have forgotten how bad birthday parties were. She was supposed to be the center of attention because not only was her birthday, she had recently lost her father. And people were arguing on her birthday. And not just, but they were trying to outdo each other and garner attention over each other. And over the birthday girl. It's just like, oh my God. And then on top of that, she already knew and she had prepared very little food already, which is rare in Latin American culture because she knew I was coming. But then no one else was confirmed because another woman from the same group of people that she's in, a Zumba class, had, and a neighbor of her had made her birthday on the same date as her birthday, even though her birthday was like a week and a half prior. And I was like, why she didn't celebrate it later, knowing full well that it was your birthday? So it's just like so many people are sometimes hungry for attention that I either act up, celebrate their birthday on your day, or make announcements that are just inappropriate, flat out inappropriate to do in a birthday, or they introduce to everyone their new granddaughter, or they just introducing a baby in someone else's birthday party. I get it, but it's not appropriated, especially when that birthday party is already marked by the fact that that family lost someone. I don't know, it's just not a cool thing to do. It's just not good. Like, I don't know, it's just the focus and the attention should be on the person who's either grieving, celebrating, and sometimes doing both at the same time. And some people need to buy themselves some manners because it's just like, And the worst, to me, the worst are the ones who are supposedly helping and assisting, and they're just doing it in the hopes of just collecting that in the future. That's just a whole other level of evil I didn't learn to recognize until later on. But now that I do, it has made me so wary of just allowing anyone to celebrate anything for me or helping me or giving me anything, because it's just like, what do you want from me? Even though gift giving is one of my love languages, I'm very much into gift giving. Over the years, I have been warned out, and that love language has been like trashed and dragged through hell and back because that someone either doesn't care, hasn't thought about it, is giving me trash, or is just expecting something in return for this gift. And it's just like, no, it's just, and then people ask themselves why I don't ask for help when I need it. It's just, oh, you should have asked for help if you needed. You should have told me if you needed help. No, just don't. I don't know. It's just, I think we need to learn that in certain circumstances, and we need to normalize just calling out people in the circumstances when they're just being trashy. And I was all the time saying, this is so-and-so's special day. You shouldn't be focusing in that. We should be focusing on the birthday girl. It's just, what are you doing? What are you guys doing? Just, this is not right. It just, And still then, I was ignored and just like brushed off, and they would keep arguing so loudly, so annoying. And they were like, because this is what I think it should be happening. And I'm like, who cares? So yeah, tell me what you're thinking. I think I'm gonna make myself a little bit of lunch because I'm hungry. Isn't it, Agatha? I am hungry. Can you hear my stomach roar? And then I will make a couple more videos. But first, pasta, people, pasta. So till next time, I hope you're surrounded by good and sensible people who care about you and are doing things for you, not to exchange or something, or to get something out of you, or to get attention out of you. Just, I hope they're celebrating you and or grieving with you for the sake of being with you, not because they want something out of you or because they're just garnering attention. It's just, I really hope you're around the right people. I really do. Until next time, I wish you nothing but the best, and yeah, bye bye.